Hello everyone, welcome to our KMC training camp. And today we're going to talk about our 7th practice. It's about they are all some fun math problems. So let's see how to solve it. The first one, Karina cuts out a piece of this form. They are two squares put in a row, put next to each other. And from the diagram on the right, you can see the diagram here. And which one of the following pieces can she cut out? Now let's see, there are 5 options and how to find it. In fact, this question tests our observation. Yeah? But the point is, when we are studying for an exam, how can we improve the speed to complete such a question? Do you find them one by one? Yeah, so you can use you can use a special shape to help you decide to make a breakthrough. For example, A, B, C. All of the 3 answers have a star on the left. So we can to explore the pattern of the star. Let's see how many stars are in the diagram on the right. Only 2 stars. So on the right can both of them work or not? We can see the second star, it's not put in a straight way. So we don't need to consider that because in A, B, C, all the 3 stars are put in a straight way. So we only need to consider this star. And let's see on the right of the star, what's that? What's this shape? So, have you ever played the cards? It's one of the 4 suits. We call it as club. Okay, this is a club. And let's see. So, we only have such a star in the diagram, and on the right, it must be a club. Which option is correct, do you think? So, it can't be A or C, it must be B. Now, we can still continue to check if only B is the correct answer. Let's see A, D, and E. Both of the 2 options, they have a heart on the right. So let's see, when we have such a heart, where do we have a heart in the diagram on the right? Only here, right? But, is there any other shape on the right to these 2 hearts? They are on the very right, so no shape on their right. So C, it can't be D or E. Some students may say, why not E? I see 2 hearts, they are put in a straight row, straight column. But to see, the direction is very important. The other heart should be at the bottom of this heart. It cannot be on the right. Okay, so that's why. For this question, only B can be found, can be cut out from the diagram on the right. Now let's move on. So, see, this time we got a question about square, and Anna uses 32 small gray squares to frame a 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters big picture. How many small gray squares does she have to use to frame a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter big picture? So, in fact, this question has already gave us some clue, gave us some hint by such a picture. When we want to frame a 7 by 7 picture, how many gray squares do we need? How many gray squares do we need to use? Yeah, let's see here. 32. How can we get the 32? How can we calculate it? Let's see. On both sides, I will change another color to make it more obvious. Yeah, so on this side, it has 7. It has 7 squares on every side because it's a square. Let's revise the properties of a square. All the 4 sides, are they the same or different? All the 4 sides, they are the same. And here, that means, first, we just need to consider the 4 sides. To frame the 4 sides, how many shapes, how many squares do we need? For every side, we need 7. And there are 4 sides, so we need 7 times 4 equals 28. Now let's see, can we just frame the 4-side square? If we frame this picture in this way, that means we will miss the square on 4 corners This 4, we didn't frame it. So after we frame 4 sides, we still need to consider or count the 4 corners in. And it has 1 square on each corner. So there are still 4 more squares are needed. So add them together, we can get 28 plus 4 equals 32. So the question told us, Anna used 32 to frame such a picture. That means our method is correct. Okay, this question told you the total number of squares she uses to frame the 7 by 7 picture because she wants to help you prove if your way of thinking is correct or wrong. Okay, now let's see. If we got a square that is 10 by 10, let me give you such a shape. This time we want to frame a 10 by 10 square. And also we can use the same method. First, let's count. Let's frame its 4 sides. And for each side, we need 10 squares. So for 4 sides, we need 10 times 4 equals 40 squares. But don't forget, we still need to frame the 4 corners. So 1 more square for each corner. 4 corners, we need 4 more squares. Add them together, we can get the total number of squares we need. That is 44. So for this question, we should choose option C. Okay, now let's move to the last one. 6 paper strips. Oh, let me here. 6 paper strips are used to weave a pattern. See in the diagram on the right. What do you see when you look at the pattern from behind? Wow, that means we need to flip it over to see it from behind. So let's say, when we want to solve such a question, we have to know its pattern. Let's see, I got one in my hand to show you that more clearly. Yes, let me become bigger. So, if at first, the strip on the above is a blue color. After I flip it, let's see here, let's see this one. After I flip it, it will turn into the other color, the yellow, right? If at first the top strip is yellow color, so after I flip it, it will become the other color, blue. And that's for so. After we flip it, that's the pattern of the color. It will change into another one. So that means, specifically, blue will turn into yellow, and if yellow on the top at first, after you flip it, it will turn into blue. Okay, so now let's check the pattern for direction. So see here, in my hand, the strips. Now, the yellow one is on the right to the blue one. After I flip it, who is on the right now? The blue one is on the right to this yellow one. So after we flip such a strip, so the right will turn into left, and the left will turn into the right side. But how about the middle one? Now this one is in the middle. So after I flip it over, it's still in the middle, right? So middle stay the same. Middle one is still the middle one. But right will turn into left and the left will turn into right. Okay, now we finished to find the pattern. Okay, and let's see here how to check the answer. So let's see some points. The important part is a crossing point because only this can tell us the Yes, tell us who is on the top, who is on the bottom. Okay. So at first, if the left one, if for the left side, it's a blue one, and in the middle, it's a blue one. After we flip it, this one will turn into yellow, and this one will also turn into yellow. So, but for the direction, at first, this one, let's name it as A. Point A is on the left, so it will turn into right side. That means after we flip it, the middle and the right should be both yellow. Let's check it. The middle and the right, they should be both yellow. Okay, A can work. How about B? And the middle is not yellow, so B cannot. Let's cross it out. How about C? Oh, C can work. How about D? And they are different colors, so it can't work. How about E? How about E? Let's see. How about E? Well, still, they are not the same color, so we can cross E out. So finally, we only got A and C to compare. If you want to find the answer as fast as you can just compare the different part between A and C. To compare options and to decide which part do we need to pay attention to is a hack for you to see for exam, especially when you are doing the multiple choice. Okay, so the difference between every options will give you the hint, give you the clue. Now let's see what's the difference between A and C. The most obvious difference is this point. They are different. See, in option A, it's blue, but in option C, it's yellow. And if finally, after we flip it over, it's on the left, so that means at first it should be on the right, okay? So let's see on the right and this point. At first, it's blue, so after we flip it over, it will become yellow. That means A is not true. So let's choose C as a final answer. Okay, so C. Whenever you are going to choose word to solve any question, you have to find the pattern first. Okay, so that's all for today's practice. See you next time. Bye.